Hey everybody, it's Mr. Christie,
And this is Stouticus.
taking a look at Week 12 for Division 3C. So first game we have up here is Wood Unite versus the Rat Bastards. A very high-scoring game. 4-3 for the Rat Bastards. And I believe this cemented their spot.
Yeah, in playoffs, I they were pretty much already in. They were they were 2 games clear of anybody in front behind them. So this just helps. Continuing to win always helps.
I think this was just they're first for sure.
Yeah, this locked them. I think. Yeah. Locked them in first. I think they were locked for playoffs already.
Yeah, but I believe they were already locked for playoffs, but this is locked in first.
Yeah. Typical game when 2 agi teams run into each other. High scoring affair.
A lot of injuries on the Wood Elves.
Yep, with a really significant one.
Yeah, that Putt, the catcher, is dead.
The legend Agi 5 move 9 catcher is dead.
And guard. Don't forget the guard.
Well, yeah, okay, guard and sure feet and block.
No, guard's just a special one.
This game actually was 1-1 at half. The Rats received first. Scored turn 8. The Wood Elves 1 turned, and then they one turned again at the beginning of the second half. Rats came down, scored in a couple turns. Elves responded again with a 2-turn touchdown. And then the Rats had the ball last, pretty much.
Yeah, it sounds like a high agility game with a lot of casualties coming in there too.
Yeah, a lot of that though wasn't until like midway through the second half though. That's when a lot of the casualties came in. And actually Putt died because the Apo was used on the War Dancer Woody Woodpecker. Yeah.
Who then got injured again.
Yeah, he took a minus move, failing a GFI. That saved him, and then he came back on the field and got badly hurt again.
Was it also from a failed GFI? Because that'd be funny then.
No, it was from a failed dodge. From tackle with no reroll.
That's so funny.
Yeah, on what was what I thought was an unnecessary leap and then dodge from tackle. I don't know why he did that, but yeah, so that's why Putt died, because he had used it.
That's usually how most of the big players die.
To be fair, the Wood Elves had gotten this was on a kickoff. They got a blitz, and the War Dancer was trying to get under the ball, and the GFI failed. So I understand why he was doing the GFI. It's just karmic justice, kind of.
All right, next up we have the most recently played game, Terror Alliance versus BioWare for Life. 0-0 draw.
And this result knocks Slade out of Challenger Cup contention.
Yeah, we'll get to the more detailed version of that.
So I caught that Slade was actually streaming this game just a little bit ago. I saw like the last half of the second half. The Chorps were just dominating the vampires. just couldn't get the ball. Like the vampires just kept coming. The thralls just kept coming and doing dodges and getting the ball out on one dies and things like that. And Slade just couldn't get the ball up out of his half to score. But there ended up being like 4 or 5 vampires on the field at the end of the game.
That's pretty good.
I mean, the Chorus just won the bash matchup as you would expect, but they just couldn't do anything with that advantage.
A big thing that happened in this game too was Temperance died. The sure hands, agility up, block, fend, kickoff, return, hobgoblin.
Yeah, that's going to be a blow for the team until he can remake a ball carrying hobgoblin.
What you should do is he should just be a madman and hire a minotaur to be the ball carrier.
Well, he's got the a bull centaur that he needs to level up. It's only got block right now, so probably should try and carry on that for a little bit until you can get a couple levels.
Yeah. Next up, we got Go Work Orange versus Uniquely Dangerous. 4-1 for Uniquely Dangerous. And this was a big win for Uniquely Dangerous.
Yeah. So because had a lot of free time, seeing we're all quarantined at this point.
No, people on the radio got mad at people for saying that. We're all in self-isolation.
What's the difference?
Quarantine's when you're actually sick.
Okay. It's also forced, but yeah, whatever. We're not supposed to go out as much as we normally would. So I've had free time, so I was able to watch a lot of these games. And this was basically just rats doing rat things.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what it came down to, honestly. And just Go Work Orange not being able to hurt rats.
Yeah, that's kind of been their problem this whole season, not being able to do the chaosy thing.
Yeah. That's really what it came down to. It put T-Self in the playoff race, in the playoff spot right now, so he's second currently with the win. But as you said, we can go over that later on. But right now, it's Toast Guy and T-Self as the 2 playoff spots.
Yeah, they're not. T-Self's not 100% locked, but they're in a good spot.
Yeah, that's why I said right now. Now, 2 through 4 is still fluid at the moment.
So St. James Place got niggled, the Block Claw Warrior. And nothing else big. Oh, also the how do I pronounce his name? This one got MNG'd. The other killer.
Mimosa?
I don't know why I can't say it. Mimosa. I don't know. My mind cannot wrap. I could not wrap my mind around that word for some reason. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it's just the way Troxbird's season has gone. This game is kind of a microcosm of that, and yeah, just can't hurt even rats.
Yeah. Yeah, as mentioned before about re-rolling after the season, I don't know if he does that. His team
Oh.
has potential right now. He's got a lot of leveled players.
Yeah. He's got good warriors. One one has a niggle. No, two with niggles. That's rough. The goats are way underdeveloped, but I mean it's salvageable, especially in
Well, it's salvageable, but do you want to take the time to salvage it? Or start fresh with something else?
yeah. Well, this will be the PSA then. For next week, let us know if you're re-rolling your team or not, or if you're keeping it, so that way we can help discuss the state of the team. And if you're re-rolling it, then there's probably no point. But just let us know if you can.
Yeah. Last week's the best chance we know if you're re-rolling or not. All right. Next up, we have probably the best game this week: Sterling Hornets versus Beard to Death. Sterling Hornets win 3-0.
Wow, really?
Yeah, this is the best game.
We've had a 3-4 game and a 1-4 game.
Yeah, this is the best one.
This is the best game?
This is the best game.
Why is this the best one? Why?
Because my curse finally worked.
Just took all season.
Yeah. There was actually a lot of big injuries to the Hornets, though.
Yeah.
The good thrower died. One of the catchers, it has guards, so I think you keep it still. Got a agility bust.
It's an agi bust.
And Larkstar lost a good runner.
Yeah, it's his marker, lodge, step, diving, tackle.
So when this game was played, some people said that this was Larkstar's first perm this season. And now I'm going to actually look through and see if that's true. If you don't count Miss X games as perms, because they're not permanent, so that's fair.
Yeah. Although, kind of is, but isn't.
It affects next game, but it's also not permanent. And just looking through. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, nope. He had one lineman die in week 6.
Well, it should be noted that Ryan Hawkeye North whatever the strong arm block, safe pass, safe throw, accurate thrower that died because the app that was used on Hawk, which was I think the turn before, which is the Mighty Blow, Blodge, tackle, diving tackle, blitzer. So it's another game of the Apro was used to save one player, and then a death occurred very shortly afterwards.
And then his week 2, he also had 2 perms. There was a dirty player lineman with a movement bust and a rookie with an agility bust.
Well, if you went week 6 and then week 2, I assume you're going backwards. So it's his first perm since week 6. That's pretty good for a mostly AV17.
Yeah, that's pretty good, but I feel lied to. Because they made me feel like, oh man, he never got a single perm this season. I feel lied to.
I really didn't expect that to be true, but, you know.
It'd be impressive.
Yeah, it'd be impressive, but no.
What else even happened here? I don't even remember what happened. I didn't get to see the whole game. I had to do something else while it was going on.
Elves did elf things.
That sounds alright.
They got up 2-0. Larkstar pushed in the second half to score, I think, quickly to at least tie it, and then, but the elves were able to put on pressure. Like, he had the runner just in the backfield by himself, and they got 2 elves back there, and I think the runner failed a dodge to get away, if I'm remembering. I forget. And so then he stunned himself, so then there were just 2 elves back there to pick the ball up and score the 3rd touchdown. And a lot of the injuries came, again, in the second half after the game is pretty much decided at this point. So, like, the blitz that permed the blitzer, that then was appoed, and then the thrower was gang fouled to death.
All right then. Okay, and next we have Gladiators of Petitus versus Pepper Snakes. 3-0 for for Gladiators of Petitus.
Pepper Snakes. This one right, because this was a big one.
Pepper Snakes is just easier to say. That's why I wanted to say it. I don't even know if I've been pronouncing Gladiators of Petitus right this whole time.
It's close enough.
No one said I'm wrong, so I'm gonna have to agree with that.
So this game? I guess it might have been last week that knocked Pepper Snakes from. No, it was, or T-Self winning knocked Pepper Snakes into the Challengers Cup spot into 3rd rather than 2nd, where he's been the last few weeks. This was just the chaos, getting the removals of the orcs when they needed it, pretty much.
Well, they only inflicted 1 injury, so how bad was the KO rolls? KOs was pretty bad.
And those are multiple.
Yeah.
You know, multiple people getting up and things like that. Man, I watched this one and I'm blanking on what happened. In the first half, the Chaos stopped the orcs and turned them over, because they got the numbers advantage, and then in the second half, the Chaos pushed for a earlier score, and then I think 3 turns left, they kicked off again, and then the Chaos got a blitz off of that, and that's how they got their 3rd touchdown. That I know for certain. But they were already gonna win the game at that point.
I was just rubbing salt in the wound.
Yeah, that was Nuffle just being like, yeah, Pepper Snakes, you weren't gonna win this. You didn't have a chance to win this game.
Yeah. Alright, and next up we got Art Far from an Elf versus Rel Pickles Flashpoint. Rel Pickles Flashpoint wins 1-0. Uh, seems like a mostly uneventful game. The flesh golem that leveled took mighty blow first.
Yeah, I saw that. That's I
I
understand the choice,
I understand, but I
that's a
disagree.
little. Yeah, block would be better, but I understand it.
I understand, but disagree.
We both agree with that one.
It's just he's a roadblock. He needs block.
Yeah.
He's not a killer. He's a roadblock.
Yeah, but the wolves should be the killers, and they don't have one has block and the other one has nothing. So your two whites are your killers right now. It's just the humans out removed the necro, and then the KO rolls were awful again. For the necro, better for the human team, so they had the numbers. Necro also couldn't dodge.
Well,
the
Necro's
second life.
KOs don't seem that bad.
Yeah, but it's most likely. Well, they got knocked out 7 times, and only 4 of them came back at some point.
And one of the linemen got a armor bust. I don't think you care because it's a rookie. This human team just... It was a lot higher at the start of the season.
It's a very thin shell of its former self.
This has not been a kind season for them.
No, it's dropped at least like 500 TV this season.
Well, let's hang on. We can check these things. We have the technology. They started at 1780. I thought they would have been higher.
Okay, I was thinking they were at 18 or 19. Close enough.
Alright. Next up, we got Fragile Limp versus the Horn of Gorthank. 2-1 for the Horn of Gorthank.
This was another big one because it keeps I Shoot Blanks in contention for the Challengers Cup, winning this one.
Yeah, he's got a shot. He still needs stuff to go his way, but he's got a shot.
Well, yeah, anybody who aren't already in those spots need things to go their way.
I know, but you can never trust other people to do it for you.
I know, but I mean that's kind of the spot you put yourself in, though.
Yeah.
You know, you need to win, but then you also need somebody else to lose. Well, you know.
They're going to win that game. The people you need to lose are going to win. Always happens.
No, not necessarily.
Always happens.
So I actually finished watching this one right before the recap. Chaos scored the first half. The Dark Elves set up for a one-turner at the end of the first half, but they didn't have they got halfway through it, but they were gonna end up with one square shy, the way that they had it set up when they failed it. So I don't know exactly what the rest of that was supposed to be, but it wasn't gonna make it even if the pickup had worked. But then they scored quickly in the second half, and then the Chaos just proceeded to get the ball and go right back down the field and score. And the Elves just couldn't stop them.
Yep. Also, no player development and just a dead dodge lineman for the Dark Elves.
I should say the Horn of Gorthank did pretty well with rolling POWs because they did not have a single tackle piece, and there was lots of blodge on these Dark Elf teams, and they just kept rolling POWs when they needed them.
Yeah, I think we both. I think at least one of us picked the Dark Elves because of the lack of tackle.
Yeah, I haven't actually said predictions, but yeah, you took the Dark Elves. I took the Chaos, more to be just contentious because you needed the points, but yeah, you were wrong on that one.
Sometimes you just roll a ton of POWs, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and they didn't result in a lot of injuries. It was just a lot of KOs.
Sometimes you just need to knock them down, and that's all you need.
That too. Diving tackle did some stuff in this game. Actually, it worked 3 times.
It's probably because he forgot.
It failed once, and then the first time, and then the next 3 times, it worked. Actually, in key situations, it kept the Elves from getting out in front of him when he was trying to score the second touchdown.
Yeah, you just gotta watch out for that diving tackle, because if you don't notice it, it's gonna get you.
No, that's when...
Oh, no, wait, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Ignore the diving tackle. That's what you're supposed to do.
But you can't just be like, I know this player has diving tackle, but I'm going to dodge away anyway. That's when it's not going to work.
You gotta literally forget that it's even in the game.
Yeah. And then it won't work.
And it has to be a legit forget, like not trying to forget. You gotta actually forget. And then sometimes you forget it even happens, but it still procs, and they choose not to use diving tackle because they think you're trying to bait it out. That's happened to me once.
Okay, that doesn't seem like a really good play though.
I don't know what it was. I literally just dodged from a diving tackle guy with the dodge player. And then the diving tackle came up, and he chose not to use it because he thought I knew about it, and I was trying to bait it out with the dodge reroll, I guess.
I know, but I mean, I don't think you weren't actively trying to do that, though, right? Because you wouldn't risk...
No, because I actually completely forgot he had it.
Yeah, you're not going to risk that ending your turn to pull a guy out of position or pull him out of the way. It's not like shadowing.
I think basically what happened was I underthought, so he overthought.
Yeah, I understand that.
Sometimes not thinking is the best way of thinking.
Sure, yep. I'll go with that.
Alright, so that's that team. That's last week. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And the division predictor. So first of all...
Don't need the division predictor to say Toast Guy's gonna finish in first, and then there's 5 teams vying for 3 spots.
I mean, that is true.
And realistically, the second playoff spot is down to Pepper Snakes and Uniquely Dangerous, with T-Self having the leg up in that.
Yeah, the only other person who get there is Larkstar Speared to Death. And even then, he needs to win by how much, basically?
5? He would need to win by 5 if T-Self lost by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But you never know. We'll take a look at it in a bit, but maybe T-Self loses by more than that.
Well, that's possible.
It's still not very likely.
No, it's not likely at all. So I wouldn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, and others who can get to Challengers Cup are Uniquely Dangerous makes it in, Pepper Snakes, Beard to Death, the Hornet Gorthink, and Gladiators of Batidas.
Yeah, and that's it.
Everyone else, just, start thinking about next season. You're going to re-roll, you're going to keep going.
So T-Self is locked for postseason. Just don't know where yet. Mundungu isn't locked yet, but it's pretty good. Because even if Hornet Gorthank wins, you're looking at a 5 TD differential right now. So I don't think I Shoot Blanks can overcome that. So they're pretty much locked for postseason. And it's Larkstar that's really on the edge of being in or out.
Maybe I can curse him just a little bit more.
But I Shoot Blanks, if they win, and Larkstar loses, then they overtake that spot outright. Waller, Skater, and the Gladiators need a lot more help. They need the Horde and Gorthank to lose or tie, and they need Larkstar to lose. And lose not actually by much. There's only a 3 touchdown differential, so Larkstar wins by 1, they win by 2, and there's your 3, so I don't know what the other tiebreakers would be. Actually, never mind. Larkstar wins the second tiebreaker with least losses, so you would need to not tie on TD differential at that point. So realistically, it's I Shoot Blanks is really the only one that can break into this group of 4, potentially.
Yeah. All right then. So let's take a look at the coming week. So first up is the Rat Bastards versus Bioware for Life. Let's see here. Oh no, I moved around my scheduling too much. That's fine, I had to just scroll to the bottom. So Rat Bastards are getting some cash.
Yeah, 210.
Yeah, that's a wizard.
So a wizard and a babe.
Actually, if I'm T-Self, I might... Toast Guy. I might just go, 2 Appos.
Yeah, I was going to say... he's locked. He has the number 1 seed from this division locked up. So this game means nothing to him.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, just get the Appos and only use it on bad injuries. Because I believe you can buy 2 extra ones, right?
Yeah. So you could go into the game with 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always weird to me to not play for the win. Or, if a draw is good enough, play for the draw. It's weird playing in games like this that don't really mean anything to you.
I just feel maybe you just go, you still try to win because you maybe want to get development, but you also just need your good players to live for sure.
Yeah, he's got 2 really good vermin, three really good gutter runners, one that is coming along.
I think that
Just
one
needs
coming
one more
along
level
is
up.
going to replace that other one.
Yeah, John Oliver just needs Dauntless, and then I think Regan is gone, or just keep him until he actually dies, because he still serves a purpose.
Hey, maybe John Oliver the Jr. You kind of maybe protect if he doesn't get sent off.
Yeah, everybody else you don't care about.
Although it does mean if you have like turn 16 line hits, then you can just try and save all the linemen if you still have all the appos.
Yeah, the vampires don't have Mighty Blow.
No.
So, I mean, it's less likely to get injured, but
there's always that chance. I play against Chaos with no Mighty Blow, and then I lost like 3 important players.
No, I know you these vampires could absolutely wreck the line rats without Mighty Blow. I think the vampires actually win this one.
I'm gonna go for Toast Guy for this. I think he'll still win this. I think he has a team that's just ready to win any game.
Yeah, it really comes down to how Toast Guy decides he wants to play this. Whether it's just play safe, get through the game without losing anything, or whether he actually tries to win it.
All right. Next up, we got Uniquely Dangerous versus Wood United. Which, not a lot Wood United is actually going to get for inducements.
So this is big because T-Self really needs at least a draw to force Pepper Snakes to have to win, and then TD differential comes into account. If he wins this game, then he gets the 2nd spot for playoffs.
Let's just have every rat team go to playoffs.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's also looking like there's going to be a lot of rat teams in REL 1 next season anyway, which will be fun.
So I think Uniquely Dangerous is going to have this. The Wood Elves have not had the best season.
Yeah.
They also got to compete with the natural one-turner as well.
Natty one-turner, and they lost their good one-turner in putt-putt because he was move 9, had G5. I know they still have Woody Woodpecker, which is at G5 and move 9, but...
And Niggled.
Well, putt-putt was AV6, I think.
Yeah, he was also pretty injured.
Yeah, I think T-Self has this one. Honestly, I think this Wood Elf team is just too beat up.
Yeah, it might be time to just re-roll. All right, next up is Beer to Death versus Tarot Alliance. Technically, it's important. Yeah, it's important because
not technically. It's very important.
Technically, technically just means it is important.
Yeah. So Slade, I know you just got knocked out of the Challenger Cup spot or contention with your loss with your tie tonight, but you can play spoiler, and if you beat Larkstar, and then hopefully I Shoot Blanks wins, you can prevent him from getting the Challengers Cup. But that's pretty much it. If Larkstar wins, he's in the Challengers Cup.
You can kill his team like I assume you always wanted to do since you're a Chorf team.
Shots fired.
That's okay. We've already made a some sort of game that we play against each other.
Friendly?
It's a friendly game, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a real friendly game. Well then, who you gonna pick in this one? Come on. I mean,
I'm gonna pick against Lurkstar because that worked last week. I got nothing against Slade Blackmage at all.
I know, but you got something against Chorfs.
I'm pretty sure everyone does.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, I think Terra Alliance is gonna win this game. He doesn't need Claw, which he only has 2 of. Although for my past games, Claw is a fake skill. Anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really need Claw against the Norse as much. I mean, typically I'd go with Larkstar just to spite you, and I'll do it again just to be contentious. But I a part of me is rooting for Terror Alliance just so it makes that 4th spot contentious. Depending on when this game gets played, if it's like the first game played, I definitely want it to make it more interesting. Which is Larkstar losing. But I'll pick him to win. Because I actually do think he'll win.
Alright then. Next up, we got Pepper Snakes versus Goatwork Orange. And, yeah, I don't want to really say it that much, but I think Pepper Snakes has this just because Goatwork Orange is so beat up.
Yeah, down 2 Claw Mighty Blow pieces. One of them being a warrior. So only having 3 warriors this game. It's probably going to induce one because he's getting...
He should induce Borak, actually.
He's getting 470, so he can easily do that. Borak, Wizard, or Bribe, and a bunch of other stuff.
Borak's better than just getting a Chaos Warrior anyways. More strength, comes with block and Mighty Blow.
Yeah, he's a Strength 5 Chaos Warrior with block and Mighty Blow.
Don't get Grashnak. Grashnak is a trap. Never get Grashnak. It's a big warning. Never get Grashnak.
Well, why not take both?
You can't afford both.
I didn't factor into what he's got in the bank. Yeah, I think he can. Oh, no. No. Borak is 300, isn't he?
Yeah, and Grashnak is 310.
310, so that's 610. No, he can't get both.
Unless Pepper Snakes is cool and gets a Nuffle's Altar. With the not enough money. Unless he's already done that. No, he hasn't.
Which is good, because that's awful.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Pepper Snakes on this. Just Goatwork Orange's head. It's been beaten pretty rough.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Pepper Snakes on this one as well.
All right, next up we got Real Pickles Flashpoint and Sterling Hornets. So Sterling Hornets are a little beat up right now.
Yeah, after losing their really good thrower last week, and then having a guard catcher get agi busted. So this is between 11th and 10th place right now in the division. They're sitting on actual equal records of 3, 2, and 7. This could be a battle to see who doesn't get relegated. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Because usually it's the bottom 4, and right now 11, and that's the cutoff point is 10.
I thought it was bottom 3. I don't know. I've never actually gone relegated.
Under the old system, it was typically the top 4 and then the bottom 4.
I still thought it was top 3, bottom 3.
No, it's top 4, bottom 4.
I don't know. They just kept putting my halflings up for some reason. I don't know why. I was in that bottom section too.
Well, I mean, that's the general rule, and then it's fluid based off of how many spots, how many Division 2s there are, how many Division 3s there are, how many rerolls are there, where does the Challengers Cup winner come from, where does the playoffs, the Super Bowl winner come from, there's many things that change it, but as of right now, they're the two teams at that cutoff point generally, so it could be a battle to see who might automatically get relegated, but I have no idea what goes on during matchmaking, division making, for the most part.
Yeah, we ain't admins.
No, but I'm trying to say there is potentially something worth fighting for even between these two teams right in this game. That's what I meant.
The glory of not being last is the only.
Well, neither of them can be last right now.
So who are you picking? Because I'm not sure who I'm picking right now.
A beat up human team or a beat up pro elf team.
It's not that beat up of a pro elf team.
No, it's just missing key players. That's all. I'm trying to figure out inducements. So that's 1710.
Yeah, they're gonna have humans are gonna get 230.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with the pro elves.
I'll go with the humans. I think they're on a hot streak right now. One game.
A hot streak of one game.
Yep. Every hot streak has to start somewhere.
By that logic, so are the pro elves.
Yeah, but I picked the humans to win.
They're coming off a 3-0 victory.
That's like too hot. They burn themselves and then they do bad the next game.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Next up, we have the Horn of Gorthank versus Gladiators of Batiadus.
So we spent all that time talking about the scenarios of where one of these two teams could jump up into Challengers Cup spot, and guess what? They get to play each other for that right.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
Yeah. So which Chaos team is better?
That is a good question.
The Hornet Gorthank is more developed. Slightly healthier? Question mark.
Well, you see, the armor 7, since you're going up against Chaos, it doesn't matter because you're just making the claw bloat.
The Gladiators are only getting 110 in inducements. So, not that much. They can get a wizard. They could get a bribe if they wanted.
I think you go with the wizard on this team just because you spend that money for a wizard just because you got some good players to deal with the ball afterwards.
Yeah, he's got the Agi 5 sure hands, big hand. You can go get it in whatever tackle zones and even dodge to get there. He's got the Agi 4 catcher with extra arm too. So he's got retrieval from a wizard. Roller Skater does with the Gladiators. I just think
this one totally depends on how the injury dice go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Hornet Gorthank has a lot more removal potential with 4 Claw Mighty Blow and 5 Claw Mighty Blow because I can't count, and 1 more Mighty Blow just to add to it. No, I'm gonna go with the Hornet Gorthank.
I'm gonna have to go with the Hornet Gorthank too. I do think in a strip fight, it also has a bench.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they have a bench of 2, whereas the Gladiators won't have a bench at all unless they spring for mercenaries, which then means no wizard.
Yeah. So I think it's partially the bench that gets them the win.
Yeah, and the potential for a lot more removals.
All right, so that's the last game. That's the last game to predict for this season.
No, it's not.
You're right. I don't know why I missed that. I'm sorry. Fragile Limp versus Are Far From an Elf. I don't know. I completely missed that.
Apologize to both those teams.
I'm sorry, Fragile Limp, and I'm sorry, Are Far From an Elf. All right, let's redo this episode.
Let's not get that dramatic, but yeah, there is still one more.
So Are Far From an Elf is going to get 230 in inducements as well.
Yeah.
Dark Elves have a full roster right. Well,
yeah, they do.
Complete roster.
Yeah, they have 11 men or 11 pieces and all their positionals. So yeah, it's a complete roster.
And the Necro also have 11 players.
Yeah.
They got 1 tackle. But apparently you don't need tackle to beat these elves. You just gotta roll POWs.
Yeah, but the tackle helps.
It does.
Tackle helps a lot, although they have fake tackle and 2 frenzy pieces. Or so I'm told. That's how that works.
It's like half a frenzy. I mean, half a tackle, I mean.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. And I mean, I understand why Ponosaurus took Mighty Blow on that Flesh Golem. Especially this game, going up against elves. Hope to get some cheap Kazes.
Well, in my experience, Dark Elves don't break anyways.
Typically not, no.
Oops. I had no reason to go to that page. I I think Fragile Limp's going to get this one. Elves are pretty obnoxious to deal with. They have a palming lineman.
Yeah. I'll go with the Necro then, because what they do have is a Strength 4 Sure Hands Ghoul. And in the Dark Elves, like their...
Why do I keep saying the wrong things?
Like their strip ball, leaper, blitzer, but he's going to be ineffective, or not as effective, when he's trying to strip the ball out of a sure hand Strength 4 ghoul.
That's why you don't strip ball.
Yeah, but he's also really the only potential sacking threat besides the Agi 5, but he's more for recovery, I would say. There's no other leaper on the team.
Yeah, I'll stick with the Dark Elves. All right, so that's the last game for us to predict this season.
Now that's correct.
So get out there, play your games. Don't go back to week 1. And yeah, let us know if you're re-rolling or not.
Yeah, that will help for next week when we do our season end review of the teams, so we know whether you're actually re-rolling or we're just talking to talk about your team.
Oh, another thing to mention is we are also recording on Tuesday again next week, so try and get your games done before then.
Well, I was gonna give a general PSA about it's the last week of the season. You guys have all been around, but don't wait till Tuesday or Wednesday to play your game.
Especially if your game is like super important for playoffs and Challengers Cup.
Yeah, if it's got playoff implications, your postseason implications, try and get it in as early as possible. It just makes life for the admins 1,000 times easier.
Makes it easier for everyone.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys next week.
See you guys.